G'day legends, I hope you're all amazing. Today's video has been made possible by the one and only patron saint of this channel, Mr. Brian Hook. Brian sent me over this Lexicon PCM80 dual effects card. So I'm going to pop it into my PCM81 and unlock some extra effect algorithm combinations on there. I'm basically just going to go through and do some preset surfing and show off some of the cool things that this lets you do over the stock PCM81. I think the PCM81 on its own is amazing, and you probably don't really need one of these. They go for ridiculous prices used, but I'll show off what is in there for anyone who's curious about getting one and using it on guitar. Let's go. Let's get started with one of the very first presets on here. It is called Phat Roads. I imagine if you plugged some kind of electric piano into this, you would have a pretty good time. I'm going to do my best like electric piano impersonation on the guitar, which of course sounds nothing like an electric piano. I've got none of my dry signal here, so it's going to be all PCM81 on here. This one is just lovely to noodle around with, kind of soul R&B style chords on here. Next up, this one is going to seem pretty vanilla in comparison, but as a utility, just kind of small reverb preset, incredibly handy because it's just like a chamber style reverb with a high pass filter on it. And you can tweak the high pass, or the low cut if you prefer, with the adjust knob on here. So at the minimum, you're kind of getting all of the verb. Great if you want to take some low end out of a dirty guitar signal. So that's pretty full on. Let's bring this low cut up as we go. I love that because you kind of get the hair from the reverb on there, but none of the extra low-end gunk or anything like that. Sounds pretty good with a longer reverb time and a clean sound on there. So let's go in and let's just tweak the overall amount of reverb on here. Let's just turn this up, say, I don't know, to 2 seconds or something like that. I might actually give you like kind of very Rockman-y style clean on here. Next up, this is just a kind of tape style echo on here, and the adjust knob changes the amount of feedback. So it's kind of got this like set repeat pattern on it. There's a few variations on this, which I will show you. But for now, this one just kind of gives you that classic like long slapback echo, almost like a surf guitar style thing. On this, I guess, variation preset, the adjust knob controls the tape speed. So you can set it from 1 to 4 on here. Again, it's kind of like a slapback style thing. We get this. Another slight variation on that are these vari-speed echo presets in here. As you turn the adjust knob up, you change the tape speed. So like shorter to longer echoes. Pretty sweet with some dirt. This 15 IPS plate thing is really, really nice if you kind of like those darker old school style plates. But I think my favorite presets on the card are the chorus and hall presets because they can let you have chorus into reverb or reverb into chorus. Let's hear chorus into reverb. I just turned the level up for the last example there. Let's do this. Let's go over to reverb into chorus. This is going to be a very different thing. I'm actually going to turn the reverb mix up a little bit on here, and I'll turn the reverb time up as well. That should be pretty funny. We have 50%, and then let's come down to the reverb section, and I'll set this up for like a kind of longer style verb on there. Reverb into chorus. I love the way this sounds. It's probably my favorite preset in here. It's a great combination. I'm pretty into these kind of like envelope filter reverbs as well. I'll just let you hear a chord through it and then I'll play around. Very, very funky, very, very fun. I imagine that would be super fun on like a snare or some kind of very percussive source on there. You've also got these like wired out filtered reverbs as well, which are really, really cool for kind of dub style stuff. And then we've got the super weird stuff like this echo rise. And it's worth keeping in mind that stuff like this came out in the mid to late 90s. So before you had plugins that could do everything and plugins that were super cheap as well. You know, you want that particular effect. I'm sure somebody makes a plugin out there for like $10 that does that. But these machines needed to cover so much ground. I'll give you an example of maybe one more super fun preset in here. Actually, it's right near the start. It's called And the Gods. I don't even know how to describe it, so I'll just let you hear it. There it is. This is one of those kind of things where you could imagine somebody getting a call, they own a studio, they have a PCM81 in there, and someone says, I just need this weird sci-fi noise on something, and you run any instrument or a voice through it, and you get this. So there you go. There's just a bunch of presets from the PCM80 dual effects card. That was only from one or two banks. There are a bunch of presets which are designed for like stereo in and out, summed mono in and out. There's a bunch of like blank slate presets in there as well. But the normal stuff in here sounds epic as well. I don't think I could justify the price of one of these cards for what they go for use. Maybe if you had a PCM80 and you wanted some like expanded memory time, but the PCM81, without it, the reverbs are amazing, the delays are amazing, the effects are amazing, and you know, being able to do like circular and pan delays in the same unit is pretty sweet. So if you've got a PCM80 or 81 with the expansion cards, or I think there was a pitch card as well, which is pretty interesting. Do you like it? Do you use it? Is it essential to your workflow? I would love to hear from you. And I wonder if there's a way to like do a data dump of this thing onto a computer and then have it so you could just like MIDI this up via USB and have access for everybody. That would be pretty cool, because Lexicon definitely don't support this stuff anymore. Anyway, play you all out with some glorious delays. You can just get a stock PCM81 without the card and get these sounds. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, links in the video description to support what I do. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you next time.